Hello everyone, Wenzeltron here, and we're back on Heroes of the Storm, and in today's video we're going to do the Whitemane First Impressions video. And before I go into the spiel, the whole dealio, I want to mention that I am now the host of a new Heroes of the Storm podcast called Mastering the Storm. It is currently being hosted on, let me double check the website just so I know, anchor.fm, and I will have a link in the description of the most recent podcast, which we recorded yesterday, which was Wednesday of this week, and we kind of just went through the dealings and news of the week, any useful links or builds of things that's going on in the Heroes community at large, and then we obviously went through what we thought of Whitemane and her playstyle. To get into the Whitemane discussion here, so she is the most recent main support to be out of the game. There's two reasons why this is the case. She has very little wave clear, and she has a cleanse. So if you look at her talents, level 7, there is the cleanse here. And it's basically revolves around, the reason it actually works is that it does give you desperation, which is part of her basic ability, Desperate Plea, which is a stacking mana debuff basically. So the more times you use Desperate Plea in a row, the more mana it uses. And then on top of that, Whitemane as a whole is very similar to Ariel. Her healing is basically, instead of being like Ariel where you have to do, your ally has to do damage as a hyper carry, she has to deal the damage with Zeal here as her trait. So whenever you heal using your Q, it applies Zeal for 8 seconds, and then you heal anyone with Zeal for 100% of the damage you deal. So with that being said, Whitemane's core gameplay loop is maximizing uptime of your Zeal with Desperate Plea while also managing your mana, and then within that 8-second window, roughly right now, my few games I've played as her, I get about 3-ish Zeals out, unless I use Scarlet Aegis, obviously, as the heroic of choice. So, she's got a really fun gameplay loop, I would call it, as of right now, and she just feels nice. She's just an interesting hero as healer, and I think the dev team as a whole has really started to get really good at maximizing the micro gameplay within a kit to be able to squeeze as much skill out of a hero as possible. So with that, everyone, we're going to jump into a game, and we're going to hopefully have a really good showing of what Whitemane can do, and I think she's a really fun hero and a good addition to the game. The only thing I have that worries me a little bit is that her PvE healing is basically nothing. When she can't deal damage to an enemy hero, she only has her Desperate Plea spams, and that makes it really scary when you're trying to take bosses or something like that, because if you're not ready for it, they can get counter-picked really easily. But that kind of leads me to believe that you can kind of try and steal bosses a little bit better with her because of the way her kit works. Other than that, synergy-wise, I think Tyrael might actually be really powerful with her as an AoE mechanics with Sanctification and stuff like that. Would be really neat to see some overlap there. Beyond that, it's a little early to say where she falls, but she's a great addition to the game. And let's jump into it, everybody. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you in-game. Alrighty, everybody. We've landed on Cursed Hollow. Not a map you see too often anymore. It's not in the... what is it? The main rotation of ranked maps. But we're gonna try and look at all the towns real quick. Mainly what we have here at level 1 is what kind of healer do you want to be. So the level 1 here, Martyrdom for Q upgrade, is increases the for each stack of Desperation, the amount of healing Plea does is increased by 30%. So that means when you're expected to spam these out, you kind of get more value from using the ability. And then Clemency will give you an activatable to directly heal allies, which is one thing she kind of lacks. And then the next one is Righteous Flame, where Searing Lash does 50% more damage to enemies stunned, rooted, or silenced. Think Rainer here. I'm going to heal Thrall, and then we're going to do this. So we're actually going to try and do the Righteous Flame here for a poke build. I don't want to be sitting still against a Alarak or a Li Ming, so if we can land more W's, it'll give us more ability to poke for our team while staying safer in the sense that they get hooked, but it's fine because there was no follow-up. I lied. But yeah, as you can see, it tells you the amount of mana you're going to use from Desperate Plea prior to casting. And we're getting just poked like crazy from the Li Ming combo. And since she doesn't have a whole bunch of mobility, she's pretty weak to this kind of bursty damage, as you can see here. Hopefully I don't get hit, which I didn't. And Li Ming still gets the kill against all of the poke and burst damage. So right now what we're seeing is a very strong showing of what Whitemane isn't really good against. As you can see, she can't deal with burst very well, since I need to be able to trade into teams, and since people get pulled out of position or they fight. Stitch just took some tower shots there though. Not ideal, and there we go. Double kill. Super easy. But this being said, the amount of damage I can dish out is pretty intense. So it can't be miscounted. And as you can see here, so even though it shows the X, it doesn't apply the secondary hit unless you hit a hero. So that's why her wave clear is really low.
How I despise this place.
So just continuing with the E build, we'll go Indulgence here at level 4. Basically, you can kind of look at these as like stylistic builds built around each of the main basic abilities. And if I'm going to pick it now just so I can just talk about stuff. So it depends on what you kind of want to do. And the one thing I got to say is that her E is farther, like the range is like that. You have to be closer than you'd expect to use it effectively, which is weird. Healing, 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 healing. I don't know why Phoenix is down there alone, so to speak. The team chased a bit, which is also not ideal. Varian went in deep. As you can see, I let it refresh. Li Ming is... Oh, I missed.
Come, bear witness.
Phoenix went in. I'm trying to really hard not to... Like this is what I'm saying. He's like, I can't heal him without like just spamming all of my mana like that, and it does nothing. Just to show it. It's really weird. Like I like her from a playstyle perspective, but I don't like her in the sense of like how hard it is to make it work in some ways. We did not get more skulls than the enemy team. No big deal though. Level 1 or the first golem is not that strong. I'm gonna go for Intercession, which is her cleanse, which is a great talent. It looks like the increased damage of 50% on slow targets works on minions as well. And then the W doesn't work on minions either, or mercenaries. Letting the Abathur effect do Abathur things, they gotta be careful. There's one kill. Cleansing Thrall just so he can go in. And there we go. So it looks like she's going to be paired well with teams that can sustain themselves. Heroes like Uriel and Blaze that have their own self-sustains worked in. And anyone like Tassadar especially can really pair well with her since she has very little self-sustain for herself. Anyone that basically slows down burst damage and gives her time to weave in her attacks to heal. In a way, it could be thought of as like a lifesteal. Which is kind of an interesting playstyle. It looks like they did get top camp. Barry needs to be careful. Watch out for the hook. Watch out for the pull from Alarak. There we go. Looks like they missed most of their skill shots. And Phoenix is going in. We are about to be level 10. I do like this E build. It does a surprising amount of healing. and the increased damage of it
Be purified.
is quite noticeable. Dodging the orb from Li Ming, and you can see right there just how much healing I did. And we're gonna go Scarlet Aegis just so we can heal. Looks like Li Ming countered quite well there. Watching out for the hook. There we go.
Like the flame.
And I popped my ult a little early there because I just wasn't aware of how deep Phoenix was willing to go there. But now we went for Scarlet Aegis. I can see world where going the damage ult will be better for higher skilled players in the future once that becomes a thing. It also is worth mentioning, I forgot to say this, is that Inquisition slows targets by 30%. So this really good tool for controlling high mobility heroes like Genji or Tracer and allowing your team to land a stun or some sort of more skill shot oriented CC that would otherwise be next to impossible.
More bones for the mines.
Well fought. My thanks, healer.
I feel like she should get a small heal on PvE. Kind of like Ariel, where she gains a small amount of energy. It just feels really bad.
If I must.
Okay, Monk is dead. Alrek had to back out, or otherwise feel the wrath of our team. Ooh, stitches.
Unbreakable. How
Phoenix is super deep.
Enemy slain. Double kill.
And we're just doing real well right here. They're not focusing well enough. But yeah, they really are trying, like they have a few knobs they can turn with hero design, and you know, two of the most important ones being movement speed of a character, so mobility and escape. Whitemane has none. The other one is that her raw ability just to lane clear is severely limited. She's similar to Garrosh in the sense that she's slow and she has no wave clear. Garrosh kind of has some later on in the game if you waste all of your basic abilities on doing it, but it's not recommended and it's not even close to being an ideal scenario if you're alone. Alright, we're going to keep doing Harsh Discipline here at level... Oh god. Oh lord. Oh lord, oh lord, oh lord.
Огонь по готовности. Your killing spree has ended.
They just wrecked me. Wasted an ult though. Alright, the team is fighting without me. They have no support right now, but there's a lot of focus, but they're going to get a double kill on Phoenix and Thrall. Maybe not, actually. No!
Well done. Double kill.
We did it!
I'm out of mana.
Triple kill.
Yes! Oh my god. The Phoenix just did work!
Corruption all around me.
That was a really good move by the Phoenix there to back and then come back in. It's really weird. Like you have to do, like I find myself like hyper focusing on one hero, trying to keep them alive, and then forgetting to apply zeal on other heroes. And the mana return on level 4 is actually quite noticeable. And because I'm expecting to go more than I have been with the other builds I've been playing with. And this E-build seems to be pretty nice for mana sustain side of things. It feels really good. Just reapplying all of the dots and things. Palm has been real. Phoenix died. But we're going to try and do things. And it's working. This team is clumpy. So I'm able to land a lot of my E's on multiple targets, which really boosts my healing.
Killing spree. Enter heroes. The damned.
Okay, Stitches is being a little silly. Which is fine.
Force has fallen. A fort has fallen.
And you can see there, that burst healing is pretty legit. Really able to get a large amount of heals out onto Phoenix. He was about 50% health, and just 2 E's was able to reset him, basically. And the cooldown reduction here on Lashing Out is really strong. For every hero hit, basically if you hit an entire team, mind you, if you hit one hero, you're most likely going to hit him twice, since the ability recasts itself for free on hero hit. That means you're going to be doing, so probably 2 seconds off if you hit once, most likely. So it's already a 3-second cooldown, basically, which is really strong. The team is chasing. You guys need to not do this.
My thanks.
And we're making it happen, team! Stitches is trying to escape. They're caught by the boss. He just wept their whole team. Wept, wipe.
Killing spree.
Woo! That was intense. Kind of had a little frames there for a second, but I think we're okay.
Faithless and weak. Your little kill.
And I also got to remember to recast on myself. The Desperations, upon reaching 2 stacks of Zeal, grants Whitemane to, or Zeal to Whitemane. That's a pretty good talent for self-sustaining yourself if you don't want to micro it onto yourself, because a lot of healers will try to dive you. Or not healers, just heroes will try to dive you since they know you have low mobility. And that's one of the things I noticed. If you can just constantly have that on yourself, you don't really need to worry about wasting one of your Desperation stacks too early, so to speak. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, we're doing all right. The double Phoenix is really real. As you can see, the cooldown reduction is working out. And there we go, we got the root. I was really trying to get the root on from the 13 talent, making a kill happen. Right now I have the Abathur attack speed. I'm going to back out so then Phoenix can take it, because I don't need it. And this Phoenix is just going off, everybody. Phoenix is the new hot. Alright. So we're going to go for Purge the Wicked, activate ability. Activate blast an enemy with Holy Fire, reducing armor by 25, and deal 658 damage over 4 seconds. That's a pretty big damage increase here at level 20. Especially on a support hero. And there we go, we're gonna just melt Stitch's armor and he just can't handle the wicked fire. Woo! Feels good. Feels real good. Alright. And we got the first keep, we got a couple of kills, and we're doing things.
Blessings of a cleansing light.
And we're not out of mana, because we're just spamming those E's out like crazy, getting mana back, doing more damage, getting resets, setting up for roots and things like that, even though I've only used the rooting function once, but it's still a thing. This Phoenix is carrying the game hardcore. It's 78,000 hero damage and 13 kills. Pretty crazy. Mount up and head the safe way instead of what Varian just did, because they do have the Alarak.
Огонь по готовности.
We're not dead. That cleanses Savarian. And we got 2 kills with the thrall. Oh my god, everybody. We're making it work. Making it happen. Stuff and things are going down. Boom! Another kill and a full team wipe for the friendly team. Woo! So yeah, I really like the activatable talent. I really enjoy the spammy nature of this build. It feels really interactive, and you don't feel really as punished for spamming out your desperate pleas because you're not like mana limited. You don't feel as mana hungry as the other builds of this, or at least having to micro it as much. It feels much more easy to manage, but this only will work if they have heroes that want to group up. Like they want to like kind of be all together clumpy with at least the 4-man Stitches, Karazim, and Alarak and Zarya. Those 4 kind of all want to be around each other and following up on each other's different spells and abilities. But as you can see there, we're making it work. We're gonna land a root. Oh baby, bye. Oh, and the helping hand totally just messed him up. The troll lol 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 helping hand was so real.
Untouchable.
It's called helping hand for a reason. All right, and well, basically that's the game, everybody. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did, and I really appreciate all of you peeps checking out my videos. It really means a whole lot to me, and you know, we all enjoy the game and you want to just get better at it, and that's why you're all here probably watching this video right now. So that's it for today's game, everybody. 'Twas fun. Alright everyone, let's do the stat stuff and things. So we got 4 kills, 33 assists, and only 2 deaths with 25,000 siege damage, 38,000 hero damage, and 81,000 healing. Nowhere near what Karazim did. He did 20k more than me. We did soak more experience, but that is because we were higher level than the enemy team. But the real star of this game, which I cannot believe he did not get MVP, is the Phoenix with 17, 13, and 4, and 90k hero damage, which is 20k more than their Alarak. He did work. Anyways, so our build today was the E build with the addition of Intercession, Whitemane's Cleanse ability, and we also went for Scarlet Aegis, which is her bursting heal with the armor, and also applying Zeal. It doesn't say this, but it's assumed because it's a heal. And then at level 20 we went for Purge the Wicked for a 40-second cooldown, which removes armor by 25 and dealing 300 damage over 4 seconds. This is a really fun ability, especially that late in the game. You can really burst down tanks and stuff. And then the 13 combo, it just gives her that much more playmaking ability into the late game. It's just a lot of fun. I really like it. And alright everyone, that's going to do it for today's game. I really enjoy Whitemane. I'm still actually at 100% win rate with her right now. This is my actually only 3rd game with her. And of course it's bugged right now. My game thingy. Oh, there we go. We're good. Ha! It's only showing lifetime, but I have to restart. So 3 wins, 0 losses right now, but that's not a big deal. It's totally an outlier because I haven't played enough with her yet. But she's really fun. She's really interesting, and obviously the community hasn't figured out really what her weakness is yet. P.S. It's dive and burst. But yeah, she's in a good spot. It feels fun. She doesn't feel too broken, and there's a lot of room to grow as a skilled player with her playstyle. So with that, everyone, leave a comment. What do you guys like about her? What don't you like about her? And I think I did pretty well with this video of encapsulating what she does. So see you next time.